The Foreign Ministry has agreed to provide an RTI activist with the files on the controversial Sharm el-Sheikh Indo-Pak joint statement.
In the last year, 1 million RTI requests have been filed, fueling sentiments that the act is being used frivolously.
For decades, India's citizens had little access to their netas or babus and certainly never felt empowered enough to know what was the basis for decisions taken in India's opaque corridors of power. And then in 2005, years of hard civil rights activism gave birth to the RTI, the right to information, a bridge between the decision makers and the people. But almost 4 years after its inception, is the RTI being used for frivolous and far-fetched reasons? Take the latest controversy. Subhash Agarwal, known amongst activists as a professional RTI applicant, demanded to know just who was responsible for the controversial Sharm el-Sheikh joint statement with Pakistan. Instead of naming the officials, the MEA just forwarded him a copy of the joint statement. But Agarwal persisted. Finally, almost 6 months later, the Central Information Commission ordered the MEA to show him the files and the names of the officers who had drafted the statement.
There have been cases when CPIOs and appellate authorities have phoned me that please withdraw your RTI petition and we will reform ourselves. And then I have withdrawn those RTI petitions. Otherwise, those would have hit the headlines very much.
From MCD to the Supreme Court, Agarwal has already filed 500 RTIs. So is RTI finally the great leveler? Ironically, even the very babus who had opposed the right to information have found its uses.
But yes, there is a certain percentage of government servants who are filing RTIs about their postings, about their promotions. Now, there is a certain amount of resentment about this. And I say why? I say that, if a government cannot give a sense of justice to its own employees, how is it going to give a sense of justice to the public?
According to one estimate, 6% of RTIs filed in rural India and 11% in cities are filed by government officials. That number gets a little higher when they come here to the Central Information Commission in the capital. Simply so because government officials are better at following through on their appeals. In New Delhi, Siddharth Pandey for NDTV.
Tuba.com